few minutes ago, we were talking about a 1-year-old who drowned and a 3-year-old who almost drowned just yesterday. Now, sadly, this year there have been 9 deaths, including 5 children in the Phoenix area. And folks, we're only in March. I am with a Valley firefighter, Nick Hansen, here to talk about pool safety here, especially outside of just paying attention to your kids, because a lot of times that is essentially what has happened is you just lose your child for just a few seconds, and the next thing you know, they're in the swimming pool.
That's correct. You know, you just turn your eyes around for a second or two, and they disappear. Whether it's in your house or they crawl through a doggy door out into the pool, all it takes is 2 seconds and they're
And we were
outside.
just talking about it. We've had a couple incidences where kids have gone through the doggy doors out into the swimming pool.
Yeah, so you see a 5 to 6-year-old kid can easily crawl through there into the backyard and fall into a pool if it's left unattended.
Well, let's start with CPR. Very important for any parent that's out there to learn whether you have a pool or you don't have a pool.
That's correct. There's no better time than now to learn CPR, and it's very easy. All you do is find the center of the chest. For an infant or child, use your middle 2 fingers and do 30 compressions at a rate of 100 per minute. You can use that in conjunction with an AED here, which is very simple to use, and it's color-coded. Green turns on, orange shocks. When you use CPR in conjunction with an AED, the survival rate increases to over 90%, as opposed to nationally about 8% with CPR only.
Where can you find one of these?
You can find them at many different safety stores, including online at Granger.com.
Okay, safety stores, like what do you mean by a safety store?
Different medical providers do. This is a Philips, a HeartSmart, different companies. There's about a dozen different manufacturers here in the Southwest.
Okay, and then this is something that I was just introduced to, is a netting that you can put over your entire pool, and it kind of replaces the fence idea.
Well, it doesn't replace the fence. Most cities in the valley require a primary barrier device, which would be a pool fence or a block wall. But this is a great secondary safety device that you can see it hooks in flush with the level of the pool here, just with these nice brass anchors.
So this is on the cool decking here?
Yep,
Okay.
It just is a flush mount there, and it actually goes over the pool. So if you do fall in, an adult, this is strong enough to hold an adult or a kid from submerging in the water themselves. But again, this is a great secondary barrier.
And then what about some of the toys, things that easily kids can find?
While these are not life safety devices here, if you have a skimmer in your pool, you can use this to reach out to somebody to grab onto from a distance, obviously not putting yourself in the pool water or in harm. A flotation device is also not a water safety standard device, but you can use this to throw to somebody to give them a few extra seconds, as that may be all it takes to help save a life. And then you should always have a whistle and a phone by the pool deck in case if something happens. You can scream for help, call for help with the phone, or just blow this whistle loudly, and hopefully your members inside your house and neighbors will come over to see what the commotion is.
What's going on.
This is a lot more effective than yelling and screaming.
Another thing you were telling me that you've run into is kids, if they're not really good swimmers but still want to be in the water all day with all the other maybe older kids, you throw a life jacket on them.
That's correct. Oftentimes we see parents that want to save some money by buying a life jacket that's 1 or 2 sizes too big. But the problem is here, you can see this is a little bit too big, and when they get in the water, their body will naturally pull down. This will float, and it will choke off their airway, or they will slip completely out of it and submerge to the bottom of the pool.
So how tight should the jacket be when you go to fit it to a child?
Yes, it should be similar to a seat belt or car seat. You should just be able to put 1 or 2 fingers under here and still allow enough room for the chest to expand, but not enough to pull forward.
All the way out.
And then ideally you'd like to have a center strap that comes under the crotch as well and secures here so that if it does come off, it's not going to fall all the way off.
All the way off. All right, and so the #1 tip out there to all the parents and kids in swimming pools?
Absolutely, is to be a CEO around your house, and that stands for constant eyes on. You should always have at least 2 sets of eyes inside your house and especially around the pool to watch your kids at all times.
9 deaths already, and it's March. Nick, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Hey, Kim, we're going to send it out.